Hello, just doing another quick check-in on my ranked games. The one game that I was concerned about losing ended up going well. The bloody game. He put all his tanks out the risk. I took the battles. I won them. They're profitable battles to start with for me. Held on, won that game. So that was the one I was at risk. We've got these other two games that y'all saw going before. Both of these are fairly strong allies as we're making our move on to... Oh, he's doing his turn right now. We're making our move on to Berlin there. He did make a move towards India, but we got a cause to stack, and we're starting to move in on Berlin, and we should still stack India, so feeling pretty good about that one, assuming nothing crazy happens. This other game that had going... that's turned into Ocean. I've just sat down here and just kept these sea zones dead zone between fighters and bombers and my seas, and I moved a bomber over here. He took Alaska, and U.S. took a turn, should have cleared Alaska, and then this bomber could have come up and killed this transport and landed in Alaska. But unfortunately, the U.S., the dice were absolutely miserable. Kind of slowed down my shucking down here because I sent 4 units to kill 3 here, and he wiped me and still had 2 units living. So I sent an infantry, 2 tanks, and a fighter against an infantry and 2 artillery. And yeah, so that was the result. So anyways, we're still sitting down here. We're going to try it again this next turn with an infantry tank and a fighter versus 2 artillery. We'll see if I have any better luck. But anyways, we've just been sitting holding these islands, and France and UK's been getting France, so we've been getting lots of money. So next turn, we're actually going to be able to drop a carrier battleship destroyer, move our navy on into here. It'll be stacked, and then we can start pressing on through and killing Japan at the same time that we are killing Germany. So again, that game should be a wrap. The third game, I decided, I said I was going to do the 4 artillery, 2 tank buy, or 3 artillery, 2 tank buy, and my UK 1 bit. But finally I decided, you know what? I've been talking about doing the West Russia jam with my UK twist for quite some time. And so just out of the blue, I decided, you know what, we're going to mix in some West Russia jams with the UK 1 twist. So it's like the 2 extremes, like ultimate conservative West Russia jam with an 8 infantry buy on R1 versus the attack power of 3 artillery, 2 tank buy and doing the standard 912 in there. Oh, I guess he gave up. The other guy must not have been satisfied with his results. So, well, there's a win. So anyways, I went into the West Russia jam, and this is what's matriculated. So we're in round 3, and UK, again, I take both islands of the UK. This is a KJF, though. It's not a KGF at all at this point. But I was able to get them on UK 2, as it turns out, in this game. So I'm like, I'm just going to take it. It'll just eat away Japan's money quickly, and we'll get some mainland factories for the U.S. here going. So in any case, we're going to stack Philippines. Once we get UK's turn, they're going to come in here. It's going to be stacked. They're already pinned back. We'll just eat away all of this pretty quickly. What I really like about the West Russia jam, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm playing a placement game, so I'm not playing a top player. So there's some obvious things they could have done a little better. Also, G1, they took the battleship to C-Zone 13, battleship transport. So for those that watch me and have followed me for a while, that's the one and only time I do C-Zone 37. So I killed that, did C-Zone 37 with a 2 destroyer carrier drop. We had a cruiser live in C-Zone 30, cruiser sub live in C-Zone 37. So, I mean, they were just absolutely crippled, here because I had stacked 35, had cruiser sub, and 2 transports floating around over here. So, surprisingly, in J1, they bought all land, I want to believe. Land and air, maybe. They haven't bought any other boats. No, they just bought a battleship. That's right. They bought a battleship somewhere one of these turns. I think J2, they bought a battleship. So again, it's obviously not a top player, so I don't know that I could get away with the West Russia Jam against top players or not. But we're getting a little bit of experience. It's my first time ever doing the West Russia Jam. It's been pretty cool. I've just been able to sit here, and Germany really couldn't push very hard. I did land the Russian fighter in Egypt. I believe that's a debate on whether to do that or not. I really did not even study what people have put up on West Russia Jam and suggestions, but I decided I'm going to start doing it. So again, not necessarily the best game to telltale here, but some of the neat things that I did do is I tucked these guys here so that they could drop off, because I was a little worried for a turn there about possible sea lion drops and whatnot. But now this last turn I got my UK fighters built. I left them there because since we already dominating the seas, I just put transports here, and I'm putting a carrier over here, and I'm going to let UK worry about mostly down here, US supporting, so that means US needs to support the UK over on this side. So we're going ahead and building a fleet here to work on getting in here, because again, 6 fighters and a bomber, that's rough. That's going to be a tough build. But here we got 4 coming in, and then we'll be able to build a carrier destroyer for UK, and then we'll be set with our Atlantic fleet. So in a couple turns here, at the same time that Japan's crumbling. So, anyways, thought it was interesting. Starting West Russia Jam, I in this game I really liked it, but again, this is not the game to weigh the measuring stick against yet. So, we're going to sprinkle it in. We're going to do some games with West Russia Jam, ultra conservative with the UK twist. We're going to do some games with the 3 artillery 2 tank by ultra aggressive, and see what we like.